To my budding dominatrix, the totemic derby of your glances, your livid caress, O kittenish Kaiser. Elliptical carrion through scribbled mote of elusive drumming, jackling a tangential blush along the darkling genus of metamorphic hostages, whose surgical archery squires an acetylene midriff of pixely alms on the vase to counterpoint, pickpocketing amputation from the auroric notary, sidereal endorphins of tasered lore, and a horned fulcrum of palliative injuries inseminates voodooistic plagiarism along stairless torts. Camouflaged by cough marks, the holographic hunter's fossil petting of piecemeal dye. Chimeric farthings of the guerrilla trapeze bartering in mellifluous brimstone. Lobotomized by theoceutical marksmen, your Dionysian bigotry pollinates its signature in comatose expletives. Squirming jawless victory onto quarantine props, for only you can mark where the finity of its pageant will spring. An iridescent burial for the eye of slurred chain yards, blings back the arrow of longing's effrontery. I squint the card's bashful crust to pixie or compass with eidetic anarchy. Locust borderline kingdoms with amnesia's patent, mythologizing amnesty's ire to evict from rainbow coffined seedlings, winged beggars, with the formlessness of their dulcet alley, assimilating primordial monopolies against clamming shadow, to unhoof the overcast fetish with a demon's miserly scent. The kettle's escape artist unscrews the eardrum calendar. On this sentence, the deaf word reenacts audibility. Slate of orbital breath from crescent moose rationing the salt gore to cyclopean mangers. I who reek of absence hiccup its copper algae from buffering plagues. Orphan forests wax pupil Euclidean sodomy through marbling trees. Leopard apples exorbitant wit igniting nearsighted troughs to a voyeuristic halo. In a welling jumpsuit of convalescent perfumes elope through hemo-mechanistic spires. Synthetic blues and vicarious lobotomies. Sulfuric matinee and fairy tale latrines. Geometrical tides, libido, arsonistic, lacrimal, vandalism, unwinding, oniric tutorial. Lavish duplicity of accelerating caricatures, obligatory palette, articulate kites. Floating grip of arachnoid wheels, drooling trenches of the anti-chrome. Dilatory gambit, bitter homage. Siphoned through an ivy-plated exile, tariff of toy virtues. Along sledge lip, sepal toe playing in the detonated heather. Snake bollard of thine embezzled cameo. Larval boots whirring along shard script of clock nape. Pneumatic hegemony of atonal seesaw. Aviary bordello splice, torpid gunfire, mime-colored stones, sepulchral carousel of floral tongs, snapping the insectile quorum of its jaundiced astronomy. Teleological safari of stillborn observatory, sadistic forfeiture of experimental heavens to the nebular ravine. Lizard caulk polka of the astral recidivist, heaven and hell's coaxial mistress auditing fugue of the anvil topiary. O skeletal top hat, your discus emballer on a crenellated hammock. Just as meditative rodentia are rewound on coral dominoes, so is the hatchet's turntable by an autopsy mascot. In fallow dementia, the child is embalmed in the straitjacket caption, applicating in play-dead reflections of the insular shepherd, cauldron cab to bile sweet, The preacher cards himself the bipedal refinery of asphyxia's interlude, incubating the mind with a serrated vignette of cockpit apathy, dousing with tear gas canticles the phallic shoal. One must raffle a hangman's coterie to the unnavigable pallor.